Problem on the Kia that's very similar to this one, slightly different numbers, and I wanted to give you an example to help you figure it out. And the problem is stated. The sum of two numbers is 17. Write an expression for the difference of 5 more than the larger number and 4 times the smaller number. So I'm going to go ahead and call the larger number n. And they want it in terms of n, by the way. So n is the larger number. Okay. So if n is a larger number, actually I'm going to keep it in purple because that's faint. I'm going to say x is a smaller number. And this tells me that when I add them, I get 17. That's going to come in handy. What I'm trying to do is do this expression. The difference of, so that's basically, I'm going to subtract two things. Alright? The first thing is 5 more than the large. Now, it's really tempting to say 5n, right? 5 times n. But this doesn't say times, this says more. So if my larger number were 10, what would be 5 more than 10? 15. How do I get that? I add. So 5 plus n is the first part. And I want the difference of that and 4 times the smaller number. 4 times the smaller number, that's just 4x. The problem is they didn't really, and the problem they want us to have it in terms of n, they don't say anything about x. So we really don't want to see x here, alright? So how can I get rid of this x? Well, I can substitute for it. So we're going to substitute. Well, do I know what x is equal to? That's what the other piece comes into play for. So I'm going to subtract n from both sides. And I get 17 minus. This is the same as x, which means I can replace x with 17 minus n. So I can say 5 plus n. I think it's okay to take those parentheses off. Minus 4. I'm actually going to need parentheses around this 17 minus n, because x is not just 17. It doesn't mean I have only 4 17s. I have 4 17s and 4 negative n's. Next is to distribute, and remember, don't forget that sign there. That's incredibly important. So I'm going to have 5 plus n minus 68 plus 4n. Okay. Combine my like terms right here, and that's 5n. And negative 68 plus 5 should be minus 63. And that is the solution. And that is an expression. If they had said, then we would have an equal sign. But since they didn't, we don't.